coordinating this response. I'm going to ask Colonel D'Souza to speak, and then I will ask Council President Jack Young. Correct?
Thank you, ma'am.
Did it begin with the fire here at CBS?
It began with the smashing the police cars,
right.
Setting them on fire.
Right. And
at Whitaker, violent protesters are pieces of shit.
The way the police have responded, have they been proportional, or?
They probably could have responded a little quicker.
A little quicker.
But if it was a white neighborhood, I bet you they would have responded quicker.
Yeah, you think they would have shown up?
Even though it wasn't right what they did, because I'm saying I got to live around here too.
Yeah.
And, my people, we get out a lot of stuff from CVS, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no other CVS nowhere near around.
Yeah.
And CVS probably ain't one of...
We're not going to tolerate this. Our priorities right now is to restore order in the city. Our priorities right now is officer safety and the safety of the community. Thank you. Good evening.
60. I respect him too.
Yeah.
That's an ugly building right there.
Yeah.
That's the main spot.
This big building in front of me is an elderly. Yeah. And so far, you haven't seen the cops, roughing people up or anything. They've been
at Grimworthy, skin color doesn't determine a person's humanity.
Well, shit, they've been getting their ass whipped.
CBS News notification. CBS News. In the wake of violent clashes by protesters, Baltimore mayor orders 10 p.m. Curfew starting Tuesday night.
So, thank you very much, sir. I'm Ralph Sanchez from the Daily Telegraph. I appreciate it.
Adage Brown 515. Laurel.
Yeah, we've been broadcasting on here too, so people have been watching what's going on here. So, on here, yeah. There's 500 people have been watching me talking. Yeah. So, listen, I appreciate it. So, we've just got a Baltimore City
at Music Man Ray 45. I hope you love all people.
Fire ban that's just come through the police lines. So the cops have just been stationary.
Our job is to get it right. It's your job as the media to report that.
Can I talk to you for 1 second?
And I just want to say this because I'm heartbroken and I'm disturbed about how the news media.
Ma'am, can I talk to you for 1 second?
I'm not going to be on camera.
You are going to be on camera. Would that be okay?
At Michael _C82. Police kill less white people than black people.
And rioting throughout the streets of Baltimore. Show the positive people who are out there trying to stop these folks from doing this. These are not the people who live in Sandtown, Winchester that are out there looting and burning down the stores. These are people that's not even connected.
Danielle?
At Benton 53. Burn the A-Stone.
Kylie?
Kylie. Yeah, Dia.
So what's been going on today?
Well, basically justice for Freddie Gray.
That's how you see it? This is justice for Freddie Gray?
I don't see it as justice for Freddie Gray, but the city does.
Okay.
I feel like violence is not the answer. I feel like we should just stop buying stuff, honestly. That's what we need to do to get our point across. It's a lot of different opinions going on. It's black opinions, white opinions, and then it's just mixed racial.
At Bulldogs Jimmy. Your bullshit number as you know shit.
I just feel like I don't know. I can't even get it out.
Do you feel unsafe? You seem pretty calm and relaxed.
That's because I'm from here.
That's okay.
This happens every day.
We cannot stand idle and let thugs, whatever you want to call them. I don't even say they're thugs. We're going to just call them cowards run our city. So what I'm going to say here today is if you are an adult and you're out there participating, that you are ruining the future for these young people. And I'm calling on every able man and woman who wants to stand up to get out there and get in between these folks. When we leave here, I'm going out there. Get out there and stand tall and stand up for your neighborhood. We cannot let this be a repeat of 1968. The neighborhood that they're in right now has still been burned down from 1968. This is what we have to applaud from these people. These young people are showing frustration. At the end of the day, they're still our young people. And we have a lot to work to do with them. And folks are going to have to do. This is going to be the starting point for that. We're going to have a lot of healing to do, but we cannot continue to let this go on. We have ignored them for too far long. Adults have to step up and be adults and take control of our children and take control of our future.
But from my experiences, most of the time they don't have good intentions. But I'm not going to say that about every single police officer.
All right, I agree. I really appreciate it. Can I take your name?
Danielle.
DANIELLA. And what's your last name?
Oops. Sorry about that.
Having press events, and the police department throughout the day has been putting out information. I've been working to make sure that we're managing this. There's a lot of moving parts, and I wanted to make sure that I was dedicated to that before we came out and spoke.
But also, I mean, at this particular time, it's in the 7 o'clock hour. You look at all the monitors behind you. This is your city that you ran for to become mayor of. Are you proud of it?
I am proud of the people from the community who have come out to say that they don't want this anymore. There are people who are marching right now to bring calm to our community. There are people who want so much for there to be peace and to protect the values of our community. I'm proud of them. I'm also very concerned because what I'm seeing is not, it's just not acceptable. You know, I shouldn't, went to one of the elementary schools in the Western District, Gilmore Elementary School.
There's a heavily armored police van going through on the other side. It seems, to be honest with you, it seems like it's calm around here. But it's hard to say. Just gonna try to talk to the police for a second. Excuse me, sir. I'm Raf Sanchez. I'm a reporter with the Daily Telegraph, British newspaper. I just wondered if one of your officers might be able to talk to us for a second.
We have to refer you to the public information officer.
Okay.
That would be Captain Walczyk.
Okay.
So you have to call him.
Do you have a number for him?
No, not offhand, sorry.
Okay. And not quoting you or anything? It's just... Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Thank you. Okay. So the cops are saying to us they can't talk right now. We're going to take a second and try to figure out what's next.
Use that space for bad. I did not say that we were accepting of it. I did not say that we were passive to it. I was just explaining how property damage can happen during a peaceful protest. It is very unfortunate that members of your industry decided to mischaracterize my words and try to use it as a way to say that we're inciting violence. There's no such thing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I've never said anything to that fact. Absolutely not. What we did was manage a peaceful protest in the best way possible, and when it got violent and destructive, we responded to that. We have an obligation to protect people's First Amendment rights. We also understand through the best training and best practices that we have to do everything that we can to de-escalate, and those were the tactics that were deployed yesterday. Did people exploit those tactics or that space that we gave to, that we facilitated to have peaceful protests for bad? Yes, they did, but we didn't endorse it. We didn't, we don't endorse it. We didn't allow it. We went in using best practices to allow people to have a peaceful protest.
Right, no, for the de-escalation strategy.
That's best practice. Any other questions?
Now that night is falling.
So, as I mentioned, we have the juvenile curfew for 14 and under, that's 9 p.m. We will be enforcing it. 14 to 17 is 10 p.m. We will be enforcing it tomorrow. There will be a citywide curfew, as I said, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. Let me be clear. What that means is, if you are not, if you are on the streets, it will be for two reasons: medical emergency, or you're going to work. That's it. Kowalczyk, do you have the cup?
Yes. Okay. We've tried to speak to some folks here.
Unfortunately, at this point, 15 police officers.
And we're going to get back in the car and see where we get. Is it Ian from Reuters?
Yeah. At this point.
At Benton 53, what car?
So what we know right now, just preliminarily, is that
Raf Sanchez from the Daily Telegraph. So in 2015, we're on Periscope. We're live on here at the moment. We're live on Periscope, so we're broadcasting to a few hundred people here. Do you have any words for the folks at home? Or so this is Ian Simpson, excuse me, from Reuters. How long have you been here? Or if you don't want to talk to Reuters,
in Baltimore?
At the scene, yeah.
All afternoon.
Okay. And so the CBS that was set on fire is up here.
Yeah, right over here.
Yeah. What's your sense? Is it kind of heading downtown?
At Benton 53, the blacks are pissed off cause of shift reception.
Do you want to take my number if you need a ride later? Or?
Yeah, why don't I do that?
This is them. You and I are talking, but we're also...
And from what we can tell, it looked like it was school-age kids. The good thing is that we have a lot of video that we're easily able to, over the next couple of days, really safely track them down and find out who's responsible.
Did the department know on social media that this was going to happen? I mean, everyone knew that Mondawmin Law
Thanks
was
for tuning in.
Students were planning on meeting there. Could more have been done by the
David Coleman.
to stop this before it got out of control?
So we monitor social media. It's no surprise. And we did know that there was mention of something that was going to occur there. So what we did was we pre-deployed. So we actually were out there before dismissal time.
Are you satisfied with how the department handled the response at Mondawmin, looking back?
What I can say is that I'm not happy that 15 officers were injured at this point. I'm not happy at all.
Paytel notification.
So we have done
Paytel.
things
Message from Marcy
differently.
Carp.
We
Paytel
have to sit
notification.
back and
Paytel.
really assess
Message
that,
from Scott
but
Spalding.
It's
Via NSB.
right now, like I said, the 15 officers were injured. It's 2 of them are still hospitalized. It's unacceptable.
Do you know when the arrest was in ballpark figure? Like, generally speaking, how many people you pulled off the street and all this?
Prior to me coming over here was about maybe 27 arrests. And it was about maybe 30 minutes ago.
Flip camera button. Button. Stop button. Button. Alert. End stream. Are you sure you want to end the stream? Cancel. Yes. Button. Capital Y. Cancel. Yes.